Hello, this is the video debut to channel series Taíno Borikéj Word of the Day. I'm still figuring out the frequency. It may eventually become Taíno Borikéj Word of the Week for every 2 weeks in serious contention. I'm really hoping for a short, to the point video, so let's review the criteria for this following series. Before that, remember to watch the first 2 videos of the end of April trilogy, this video being number 3 and last of the 100 sub special segments. I'll leave a link of the first 2, ABAKÉTONÉ Borikéj channel explained and Puerto Rican window view rank in the description. Ground rules to the debut series will be the following. For this video, we'll brush up on the language, add commentary, and break down the word, which will be 2 words for the sake of this debut. We may add or subtract words along the way. What's Borikéj? Borikéj is the Taíno-based Taíno language that concentrates on a vocabulary that originates from the Native American group of Taínos native to Puerto Rico. Boriquén, for instance, it's acceptable to utilize the word huracán in the Taíno languages. However, native Puerto Rican word for hurricane is also guabancé. Even though huracán is acceptable, its origins are most likely Central American or Nahuatl, and guabancé, a Boricua native word that follows the Boriqué politics. Even if huracán is totally generally accepted, as in Taíno, it's totally fine to use other words like huracán that is already within the general Puerto Rican lexicon. We'll see another example of this just shortly, and if you have watched my videos, you already know that Taíno Borikéj language has a system of loan words and local words extraction. We may include words such as ABAKÉTONÉ, which is Caribe Dominicas Arahuaco for paper. For the reason Taíno language from Puerto Rico is ancient and lacks a serious deal of modern vocabulary. This example can also be used with the assistance of Wayu, Guajiro, being Boriquenaiki, the mix of Wayu and Boriqué. Arahuaco, Caribe, Dominicas, Caliña, Carinago, Locono, Eyeri, and other Antillean words as long as they don't replace the Taíno Puerto Rico original words. Due to the island itself being home to many groups and sister tribes, thus the Puerto Rico Taíno-based vocabulary itself contents may have multiple words for one thing. Some are Taíno Arahuaco, ancient Eyeri, Igneri, and Caribe words ethnic to Boriquén, since these many groups in the past were very much sister tribes and multi-native Puerto Rican ethnic groups in a sort of coalition or aware of each other and even mixing and displacing. That's why Boriqué generally accepts sister tribe words. Unlike much of the Guarani variety, this would be called a brother tribe, since Guarani was a man who's father to the Guarani, and Tupi his brother, the father to all Tupi tribes, who are all the Arahuaco, for instance, who've been in war as eternal rivals for centuries in the past. Regardless, they are a great example of peoples who claim their own language, even at the Caucasoid level. Guarani population speak their native tongue. Serves as reminder that Neo-Taíno Puerto Rican populations also have the birthright to speak Taíno Borikéj at any genetic level of Taíno ancestry. And finally, one of the most important qualities of Taíno Borikéj is the local variety of word extraction. Words yeyesa, meaning door, and soberao, meaning floor, where words that are Taíno Puerto Rican words are not used in Puerto Rican Spanish anymore, but we're pretty sure these words were used by our great-grandparents. And some of these words that are used in Puerto Rican modern Spanish can be still alive and some dead, like these examples. Therefore, Taíno Borikéj can use loan words but not replace original existent words with the loan kind, which sometimes happen, and that's the difference between a Taíno from Puerto Rico and a Taíno so near, such as the Dominican Republic. Taíno Borikéj word of the day, Tairiquén. Why Tairiquén? Tairiquén is a great example of Taíno native word of Puerto Rican tribal origin. As you can see, it's a word, but what if I tell you it's also a sentence? Wow. And this is the nature of possibly hundreds of documented Taíno words from all the Caribbean nations. Tairiquén is the Taíno Boricua word for welcome, or you can also imply it's the Taíno Boricua sentence word for welcome. Another word for welcome amongst the community are mabuika or mabrika, which do not follow the Taíno Borikéj ground rules, but it's generally accepted for some communities, and this will be the nature of the language until these groups further settle, being Tairiquén, a sentence. Tai means good, like usa, such as word Taíno means the good ones, los buenos or buenos, and no, a Taíno suffix plural, ri of bravery or strength and power, and ken or ken meaning earth, with the n suffix that sometimes refers to things such as na, has been also known to be things, so you can deduce many Taíno words can be n, o, a, ke, na, ken, ni, e, etc. A wonky translation to Taíno should be something like good strongly land or landed, or earthed good and strong, or to earth good and strong, and it's the Taíno greeting welcome of Borikéj. I also want to give an example of a Puerto Rican geopolitical word name that is also a sentence. The town of Mayagüez. Mayagüez is a Spanish corruption of word sentence Mayagüey that breaks down to ma prefix meaning great, not to be confused with negative connotation used in other Taíno group suffix ma, such as Tureima, bad sky, ma Turei. In Boricua contrast, great sky, and Borikéj Tureihua, no sky, and Tureihua is also acceptable. I means spirit, a is of, or in Spanish de, such as ali, de él, or de la, that is suitable to variants. Salí de él, de la, not to be mistaken from grammatical form of saying of with gua, such as cubuigua from cubuy and cupeigua from cupey. If difference not understood, then it can mean from, or of. Sagua. And we don't speak like this, as we can easily identify and discern context, as you can easily translate guaeyeri to the man and liwarishe to the woman. Simple logic after the technicalities, of course. Gui means sun, and mai agui translates to Great Spirit of Sun, or Great Spirit of the Sun. Many Taíno names are actually quite artistical, metaphorical, conceptual, yet right through. Magwe means day, together with Casacabo. Therefore, to say good day, you may say Tai Magwe or Tai Casacabo, and Usa Magwe or Usa Casacabo. So, have a nice day. Like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video.